Alright, we're back in the workshop again with the Losi DBXL, and as you can see, I had the motor taken out. I have the new braces right there. Oh, they're looking nice, real nice. Okay, I wish everything was nice, but real quick backstory. You know, this thing started right up with no issues whatsoever. I mean, no problems whatsoever. You know, so I've been running it, not making videos, but I've been running this like crazy for the past 3 weeks. And every chance I get in those 3 weeks, I would run it across the street, in the field, wide open, having a blast with it. Come back home, refuel, go back. Well, this must have been a coincidence or something, because I bought some AMSOIL. I think I had that in the video, because I always use that Caster 927 racing fuel or oil. And come to find out, you know, people say, oh, don't use Caster 927, use AMSOIL. Well, I got this pretty cheap because there's a dealer 1 block away from my house. He's doing it out of his house, and we've been pretty good friends, so I knew of him before this. So, make a long story short, I had mixed a liter of this with the fuel here, so that's all I had left. So I figured, well, I better use it up. So I used it all up, and I think, oh man, that'll be a good time to go ahead and make a fresh batch of this 25-to-1. It's like, all right, let's do her. I want to see how she works. Well, everything was hunky-dory. I did the 25-to-1 in my mixing area, and 1 liter with 93 octane fuel. Filled up my Losi DBXL, went screaming back out there. Well, I was showing the buddy that sold me this Dominator racing oil. He was driving it. He said, boy, this thing does run good. I said, yes, it does. And we're running it on their AMSOIL. Man, that is fantastic. You know, so I was running it. He was running it. We're having a good time. Mind you, it was pretty hot out there. It was pretty hot. Like, probably mid-80s. Most likely out there. And, you know, and it was getting kind of warm, the motor and stuff, so I figured, well, with this AMSOIL, it should be fine. Well, I was almost running out of fuel. And I said, well, I better circle around the block 1 more time and come back in and put it away. As soon as I circled around, it came close to me, it quit like right now. I'm thinking, oh no, now what? I thought, well, maybe I just ran it out of oil. So I said, okay, let's get some oil, or get some fuel, I should say. Threw some fuel in there, tried to start it, nothing. I pulled until my arm fell off. And I picked up my arm and put it back on. I said, forget this. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. So I figured, well, let's go ahead and try. Maybe the carburetor bolt came loose, and we'll just tighten everything up and change the plug and this and that. And sure enough, I did that, took out the carburetor bolts, and I kind of used the wrong Loctite. I wasn't going to mention that. But like I said, I am a noob at this fifth scale hobby. So please no criticism about this. I'm being honest here. Do not use, let me get it out here. Yeah. This is the red. This here puts them in there and lets them stay there. I mean, it's like it welded in there. Because I only had a couple drops left of this Loctite, the blue. So I figured, well, I'll go ahead and use that. Well, here's what happens, guys. Here's the carburetor bolts. I had to Dremel the heads off, and because they were in there so tight, it just rounded the I think it's a 3mm driver. So I had to cut them right off, which ruined the gasket, which ruined this here for the air cleaner. But anyways, that hole right there on that air cleaner, which that screws into, was getting wore out anyway, so that's why I decided, hell with it, we'll destroy it. Oh, I destroyed it all right. Took these out. Had to use a pair of vice grips to get those out. So do not learn from my mistakes. If you run out of blue Loctite, do not use the red. Okay? Because you will have to cut the heads off and get them out. So, here's the carburetor. And I looked on DDM. It's only been a year and 3 months since I purchased this. So, I thought, well, maybe it's the carburetor screwing up. Because it is a cheapie. It was $38. And there's the, I don't know if I can get it in focus here. Right there, WT668C, baby. Yeah, that's the model number. This is still an upgrade from the original one. And this thing worked flawlessly, man. It was cool. I mean, it was, you know, you put down the choke, one pull, then the second pull usually wants to fire up. Once that happens, you click it up. One pull, it fires up, it stays running. I mean, I had the best luck with this carburetor. Well, I bought, I think I told you in the video, a previous video, that aluminum intake, air intake, and it came with these plastic gaskets. I guess it's prevent the heat from getting any further to the gas or whatever, to the carburetor. So I figured, okay, I put those on, and like I said, I had no issues whatsoever. And then I thought, you know, with this problem, I couldn't start it, so I changed the plug. Here's the plug that I was running. It's from Lowe's. It's the E3, I can't read that. Well, let me look at it here. That E3.24 plug. And I noticed, oh, there's a lot of carbon buildup. Yeah, I must have flooded the machine out. You know, so that's the reason why I took off the carburetor. You know, and I kept pulling and pulling and pulling to see if it will work. You know, that's how they say to remove the flood, I should say. So I put a brand new plug in it, put everything back together, and it still wouldn't fire up. So I was making a video for you guys here. I'm not going to post that video because, yeah, I found out the reason why it quit on me. It wasn't because of the fuel mixtures, because I tried that before. I took that mixture of AMSOIL out and did my fresh batch with the Caster 927, and it still wouldn't fire up. So I'm thinking, my God, now what, you know? So I figured I was going to make a video saying, please help me figure this out. Is it the carburetor? I mean, you push this bubble, gas comes up and goes through. Everything looks like it works fantastic. You know, I said in the video I was going to post that, you know, is it the spark plug? Should I get a different style plug or whatever? So we're going to slowly walk over here. And you guys are not going to believe this. Here is my motor taken off, or taken apart too. Here is that intake that I purchased. And there's the gasket, and you can see that it was soaked with oil and stuff. And so that gasket is shot, and so is this intake, because you see that bolt hole right there is all chewed up from that Loctite. So that intake is totally trashed. So I learned my lesson. Don't use the red thread lock. All right. Now, another lesson I've learned is, well, let me get this little wrench right here. See this wrench? Okay, follow it over here. You see this right here? You know what that is? Take a wild guess what that is. Well, it is the wrist pin that holds that pin in here into the piston, hold the piston head on. Okay? Well, you take a close look. Oh man, I should have got my GoPro for this. Tell you what, let's go to the light here. Alright, focus. Alright. So there's the bottom half of my motor. I'm going to turn this around. And I want you to see what happens when the wrist pin comes out. Oh man, that's not going to show, is it? Oh, there it is. Look at that mess. Look at that. The wrist pin went scraping up and wore that piston head. And it wore right through the ring of the piston. Can you believe that happened? This is the third piston, no, the second piston I replaced. Because the first one was the original one that I got from the kid from California that was already in this, and it was all screwed up. But yeah, it's cracked like crazy. It actually split. Cracked right there, and this is a big old gouge. And it goes right up there to the head. Look at that. That's the reason why I wouldn't start, guys. That is the reason. That stupid wrist pin clip fell out. Fell out of there. Can you believe that happened? Oh. The other one's intact. Right there it is. You can see it in there. But the other one is missing. So, I'm going to pause it for a second. Alright. Now we have the head. Okay. Now this is really sad. Everything was brand new a year ago, man. This is what upsets me the most. Okay, if you look inside there, let me find a good spot here. Let me take a look. Oh yeah. I don't think that was supposed to be in there. Or is it? Oh, that one might have been, yeah. Take a look, which one side was it? I can't really tell. But anyways, it's scratched. Oh, there it is. Right there. Oh, you can't really tell. Let me get the flashlight. Maybe with the flashlight you can see it. Okay, see this going straight up and down right there. Yeah, that is terrible. That is scratched to hell and back. So if you look at the piston here, everything else runs like a champ. Okay, everything feels good. Okay, the clutch shoes, you can tell it's been worn a little bit, but I got that 8,000 torque or RPM thing. They look pretty decent still. A lot of clutch dust, shoes dust. Oh boy, yeah, there's oil coming out. So you could tell it was lubed. It was lubed pretty good. I gotta get a new one of these gaskets. Oh brother. But yeah, I had to show you that the wrist pin fell out. I don't know if it melted, then fell out, or what. But I have never, ever thought that would ever happen. There's $80 down the drain just because that little clip was not in there correctly. Or maybe it was. I don't know. I don't remember. It should have been. Because it fired right back up. So now I have to go back to DDM, who, look at that. Oh, that's terrible. I have to go back to DDM and order some more parts here. Another head. Another piston kit. Gaskets. Intake. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that carburetor. Let me know in the comments what you think about that carburetor. Because I was thinking about getting that 990 modified carburetor. You know, with the the bearings in here, you know, for the shafts and stuff. I don't know. And then there was another one that did not have a choke on it. And I wouldn't know how to start it without a choke. So I got to have the one with the choke. You know, unless somebody makes a video of how to start it without choking the engine. Because that's all I know is how to choke the engine. And then it runs. And yeah, I feel this is still in good shape. Looks brand new. Everything looks great. I don't understand. Why did this happen? Why? When everything was running good, that had to happen. Pretty sad, guys. You know, like I said, it was running too good. It was running fantastic, and this had to happen. Yeah, you can't even push that ring back out, that piston ring. I still had a little bit of compression. That was really strange. I mean, that is pushed in all the way here. I mean, knowing what the problem is the best thing. Because if you don't know what the problem is, you get so frustrated. Well, I get frustrated as hell if I can't figure out why something doesn't work. You know, well, that baby's soaked with oil in there. I mean, that's a good sign there. I had to tip this upside down to get the wrist pin out of the block there. I kept tipping it upside down. Let's go back over to the table. I'm tipping it upside down. And that piece came out. And there was one other piece that fell to the floor. Of course it would fall to the floor. Because I wanted to show you guys the pieces. So that's the story of the reason why my Losi DBXL wasn't, or stalled on me. I thought the battery was dead, the kill switch was activated, I thought this and that. But no, it was the little ring that's in there that holds that piston right on. I think that one, yeah, see, that's out of there. That's completely out. So we take a good look there. And we're going to turn this around like so. And you can see, oh, there, this one's out. That one's out. There's no ring. So if we go like this, there's the, is it still in there? I don't know if it's still in there or not. Oh boy, I think they both fell out. But, alrighty guys, with that note, it's going to be a long time before I can get this working again, because the money, you know, you're looking, like I said, a couple $100 just to do it right and stuff. So yeah, I just want to do everything correctly and run this and have fun. Looks like my my nitro cars, we'll go back to the Jado here, is going to have some use for a while until I figure out the money situation to get this fixed. But yeah, she still looks beautiful with those braces and everything. And then I just noticed something too here. See if I can, oh, I can't pull that out with one hand. But I think it's leaking diff fluid right there. I could be wrong, but that sure does look like it to me. So yeah, I might take this out and redo it. First, the motor comes first. Get this all done and cleaned up, and I still got dirt and stuff right there. I tried to clean it the best I could. But she's back on the work stand, guys. Yeah, I'm glad I built that stand. It comes in handy. You know, it's all free wood, and I had the stain and clear coat. The only thing I had to purchase was these dowel rods. Not the rings, because the rings were given to me. They're keychain rings. Hold keys, so. Really, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, nice comments, please list them down below. You know, and I need some advice what to do. Is DDM the best place to get this stuff? And you know, should I go ahead and just bite the bullet and then buy the parts, put it back together and run it, or buy a brand new motor? I don't know. I mean, I was thinking about a different motor anyways, but this still has a lot of life in her. A lot of life. I tell you what, those outerwears saved the day, man. This thing was coated with dirt and grime. You can see that one's still a little bit of dirt on it. My boat-alone pipe. Alright, I'm leaving now. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.